42 species of birds, 43 species of mammals, 15 species of reptiles, and 16 species of amphibians. That is just a typical Friday at 13 Wham.
All right, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Actually.
Hannah Welker, I'm so glad you went here, Hannah, because this is one of those places that I see on the thruway all the time, and I marvel at it. I go, how gorgeous. I wish I had the time to stop there one day.
Right.
And I think you are providing the inspiration to do that right now.
Well, yeah, Adam, you have no excuse now because I just found out it's free for anyone to come into Montezuma National Wildlife Refuge. Free. You could just drive your car. And really, Linda, you say your car is kind of like a blinder, so don't get out because the birds will scatter.
That's right, yeah. So if you drive the wildlife drive, which you can see right here, and just stay in your vehicle, you're going to see a lot more wildlife. When you get out of your vehicle, that scares the birds away and they're going to flush, and then people aren't going to have as good of a viewing experience.
Good to know, good to know. Also, down this way, it's in the far distance, we've been talking about the water supply here and what that does for migratory birds. Talk about the history of that because it's really important.
It is really important. It's really interesting. So when you come here and you drive the wildlife drive, on your right, you're going to see just a straight canal. And that's not natural, you know, that was dug by humans, but what it used to be was a meandering river that actually meandered through what we call the main pool out here. And it was a really shallow river system so that the water would overflow the banks and create this huge, vast wetland system. And then what happened was that river was straightened and dredged, and it basically created a giant drainage ditch. The water level was lowered by 10 feet. The purpose of the canal was to connect Cayuga Lake to the Erie Canal, but what it also did was it drained all of the area wetlands. So what we have done is diked in those wetlands to keep the water from going out through that giant drainage ditch. So the wildlife drive that you drive on functions also to keep all of the water in.
Wow.
But in a natural system, every so many years there would be a drought. And that's really necessary because that allows plants to grow back up in the wetland system. So what we have to do here is create that drought system. And that's what we've done here this year. And that's why it looks like this out here. So then when you come back again in the fall, this is going to be filled with native plants that provide great food for wildlife, and it'll have water. So it's going to be this buffet for ducks coming through heading south. And if you go to other parts of the refuge, you'll see other wetlands that have water. So there's always wetlands with water in any given year, but in any given year we also imitate a drought somewhere on the refuge to promote that plant growth.
And we're going to see some of those areas with water in just a little bit, but we've got to talk to Nick first. Nick is a biology technician. While you guys are trying to help the birds, the animals, certain invasive species are trying to harm them. Yep. Can you talk about, that's really what you're brought in to do to fight those?
Yep, my main focus is to manage the invasives that are on the refuge, and a lot of them, like down here in this field, is full of pale swallowwort, and that is an invasive species which comes in, takes over the environment, and outcompetes the native species that we want, and mainly the pale swallowwort takes over and outcompetes the native milkweed, which is, we all know, is good for monarch butterflies, and monarch butterfly populations are on the decline, and this may be a big cause to that.
So they're on the decline everywhere, or just in places like this?
All around, as far as I believe, all around the entire nation.
So what do you do to combat these?
The invasives?
Yeah.
Some of them we do a chemical control. Others we have a MARSH program, which is a volunteer program, and they come in and help us either mechanically pull these or other activities. We pull the Japanese stiltgrass or common frogbit, which is another invasive.
Yeah.
So we have several different activities that we do to help manage it for these.
No special like songs or dances for the invasive species, like stay away, no?
We try that, but it doesn't seem to help. But yeah, anything's worth a try. So.
Invasive species dance, maybe we'll make one up. Nick and Linda have to get back to work this morning, but we're going to travel to a different location on the refuge where there is a lot more water. So we'll see you in just a little bit. In that next location, another lookout tower. So it'll give us another great aerial view of this beautiful place.
All right, thank you so much.